Here lie the ashes of all the fiery crashes of everyone to ever rush to love.
1. The 1879 Battle of ISANDLWANA was the first major encounter in the Anglo-Zulu War between the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom of Southern Africa. The battle was a decisive victory for the Zulus and caused the defeat of the first British invasion of Zululand. The army had suffered its worst defeat against an indigenous foe with vastly inferior military technology. ISANDLWANA resulted in the British taking a much more aggressive approach in the Anglo-Zulu War, leading to a heavily reinforced second invasion and the destruction of King Cetshwayo's hopes of a negotiated peace. 2. King Juba-Jubaga, 1821–1891, was the founder of Opobo city-state, in an area that is now the Rivers State of Nigeria. Opobo dominated the region's lucrative palm oil trade, and even shipped directly to Liverpool, independent of British middlemen. King Jajim of Opobo was a merchant prince and the founder of Opobo city-state in an area that is now the Rivers State of Nigeria. Born in Amuda-Uoa, Amagbo, in Igboland, he was taken at about the age of 12 as a slave in Bonny. Jumo later took the name Jaja for his dealings with the British. 3. The Berlin Conference, 1884–1885, ushered in a period of heightened colonial activity by the Europeans, eliminating most existing forms of African autonomy and self-governance. The conference was organized by Otto von Bismarck, first Chancellor of Germany. Its outcome, the General Act of the Berlin Conference, can be seen as the formalization of the scramble for Africa, although some scholars of history warn against an overemphasis of its role in the colonial partitioning of Africa, drawing attention to bilateral agreements concluded before and after the conference. The conference contributed to ushering in a period of heightened colonial activity by European powers, which eliminated or overrode most existing forms of African autonomy and self-governance. 4. In 1904, there were over 170 walled towns still in existence in the Kano province of northern Nigeria. The ancient Kano city walls were ancient defensive walls built to protect the inhabitants of the ancient city of Kano. The wall was initially built from 1095 through 1134 and completed in the middle of the 14th century. The ancient Kano city walls were described as the most impressive monument in West Africa. Five. The walls of Benin, in modern-day Nigeria, were considered the largest single archaeological phenomenon on the planet, extending for some 160 kilometers and covering 2,510 square miles. The walls of Benin are 4 times longer than the Great Wall of China and consumed 100 times more material than the Great Pyramid of Giza.
The splendor in the tender skin, the long forgotten earthly hymn.
6. Africans living on the shores of Lake Victoria, spanning modern-day Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya, had been producing carbon steel in preheated, forced draft furnaces for more than 1,500 years, a method more technologically advanced than any developed in Europe at the time.
Here lie the cinders of once ignited
7. The city of Kano, in modern-day Nigeria, produced an estimated 10 million pairs of sandals each year for export, prior to British rule. Kano is the state capital of Kano State in northwest Nigeria. It is situated in the Sahelian geographic region, south of the Sahara. Kano is the commercial nerve center of northern Nigeria and is the second largest city in Nigeria. The Kano metropolis initially covered 137 square kilometers, 53 square miles, and comprised 6 local government areas.
Camera lens to bring it all alive again, to climb inside that speeding car and drive.
8. Italian forces suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Ethiopia during the Battle of ISANDLWANA in 1896. By the end of the 19th century, European powers had carved up almost all of Africa after the Berlin Conference. Only Ethiopia, then still commonly known as Abyssinia, and the Republic of Liberia still maintained their independence, Liberia being a settler nation supported by the United States. The newly unified Kingdom of Italy was a relative newcomer to the imperialist scramble for Africa. 2 of its recently obtained African territories, Italian Eritrea and Italian Somaliland, bordered Ethiopia on the Horn of Africa. Italy sought to improve its position in Africa by conquering Ethiopia and joining it with its 2 territories. Menelik successfully pitted Italy against its European rivals while stockpiling advanced weapons to defend his empire against the Italians and British.
Earthly hymn, the silent theft, the violent breath of life.
9. Before colonial rule, Africa comprised of up to 10,000 different states and autonomous groups, all with distinct languages and customs. 10. A Portuguese captain describing the city of Benin in 1691. Great Benin, where the king resides, is larger than Lisbon. All the streets run straight and as far as the eyes can see. The houses are large, especially that of the king, which is richly decorated and has fine columns. The city is wealthy and industrious. It is so well governed that theft is unknown and the people live in such security that they have no doors to their houses.
Stop signs and speed bumps, careening toward the tree trunks, perched above the edges of the bluff. The splendor in the tender skin, the long forgotten earthly hymn, the silent theft, the violent breath